Hello students, how are you? Welcome to our English lesson. Today we are going to talk about bees and beekeeping in Kazakhstan. Learning objectives are: understand specific information in unsupported extended talk on a wide range of general and curricular topics, including talk on a growing range of unfamiliar topics. Deduce meaning from context in unsupported extended talk on a wide range of general and curricular topics, including talk on a growing range of unfamiliar topics. Understand specific information and detail in extended text on a wide range of familiar and unfamiliar general and curricular topics. First of all, I want you to introduce vocabulary of this lesson. Beekeeper, someone who cares for and raises bees. Pollen, a powder produced by the male part of a flower that causes the female part of other flowers of the same type to produce seeds. Pollinate, to take pollen from one plant or part of a plant to another so that new plant seeds can be produced. Hive, a place where bees live. Colony, a group of bees living together. What interesting facts do you know about bees? Let's discuss. Okay, very well. So, now we are going to read fascinating facts about bees. Facts about bees number 1. Honeybees are super important pollinators for flowers, fruits, and vegetables. This means that they help other plants grow. Bees transfer pollen between the male and female parts, allowing plants to grow seeds and fruit. Fact number 2. Honeybees live in hives or colonies. The members of the hive are divided into 3 types. Queen. One queen runs the whole hive. Her job is to lay the eggs that will spawn the hive's next generation of bees. The queen also produces chemicals that guide the behavior of the other bees. Workers. These are all female, and their roles are to forage for food, pollen and nectar from flowers, build and protect the hive, clean and circulate air by beating their wings. Workers are the only bees most people ever see flying around outside the hive. Drones. These are the male bees, and their purpose is to mate with the new queen. Several hundreds live in each hive during the spring and summer, but come winter, when the hive goes into survival mode, the drones are kicked out. Fact number 3. Each bee has 170 odorant receptors, which means they have one serious sense of smell. They use this to communicate within the hive and to recognize different types of flowers when looking for food. Fact number 4. What are these buzzing bags most famous for? Delicious honey. But did you know they produce honey as food stores for the hive during winter? Luckily for us, these efficient little workers produce 2-3 times more honey than they need. So we get to enjoy the tasty treat too. Honeybees are also brilliant boogies. To share information about the best food sources, they perform their waggle dance. When the worker returns to the hive, it moves in a figure of 8 and waggles its body to indicate the direction of the food source. Cool, yeah? Okay, Now let's do true-false activity. Look at the sentences, read them very carefully, and decide, are the sentences true or false? Okay, now check yourselves. First, the queen bee runs the bees in the hive. True. Bees have important roles which allows plants grow. True. Male bees protect and build beehives. False. Bees produce less honey than they need. False. Bees don't recognize different types of smells. False. Bees perform waggle dance to show the direction of the food source. True. Okay, let's look at your scores. What's your score? 6 points. You are an excellent student. 4 or 5 points. You are a good student. 0 and 2 points. Don't worry. Try again. And now, students, you are going to listen to an interview about beekeeping in Kazakhstan. Listen to an interview very carefully and complete the sentences with the correct words.
Unit 2. Exercise 8.
With me today is Rebecca Arthurs, a scientist specializing in everything related to bees. Welcome, Rebecca.
Hi, Nick.
You've just returned from a trip to Kazakhstan. Tell us about that.
Sure. Kazakhstan is a fascinating country and is an ideal place to keep bees and produce honey because it has vast areas of unspoilt countryside, amazing wild flower meadows, forests and plains. Compared to some countries, it doesn't have a particularly long history of beekeeping. In fact, it is believed that the first beehives were brought into the area from Russia in 1792. But beekeeping grew rapidly, and within 100 years, the region had 150,000 hives. Every family would keep bees, and thousands of tons of honey were produced, which during that time was much cheaper than sugar.
Fascinating. Let's talk about the situation today.
Well, the cost of sugar fell, so the demand for honey decreased, and beekeeping became less popular. But recently, governments and industry have started to understand how important bees are, not just for the production of delicious honey, but also in the pollination of crops. For example, in the region I visited in East Kazakhstan, 400,000 hectares of land are used to grow sunflowers, and around 800,000 colonies of bees are needed to pollinate these flowers. So the country needs more bees.
And what were you doing there?
I was working with the National Union of Beekeepers to look at ways to increase the number of colonies and to ensure they were being located in the right areas. We held meetings with some major agricultural businesses who have requested that hives are placed in their fields. In addition, we discussed how to promote honey as an amazing, delicious product with some remarkable medicinal qualities. Within Kazakhstan, the average annual consumption of honey is only about 50 grams per person per year, whereas the average consumption of sugar is around 36 kilograms.
That's quite a difference.
Yes, and there's a lot of optimism in the country that we can increase honey consumption if people are informed about it.
And what did you find out about the export market?
Oh, this could be huge. For example, in China, which the NUB sees as its main export market, the Made in Kazakhstan label has a very good reputation for quality.
So these are exciting times for honey production in Kazakhstan.
Yes, and not just in Kazakhstan, but all over the world. Honey is one of the most amazing natural products in the world, and the only product I can think of whose production actually benefits the environment rather than damages manages it.
Thanks a lot, Rebecca. It's been great talking to you today.
Okay, students, let me introduce bee idioms. Look at these idioms. Match the idioms with the meanings. As busy as a bee. To have a bee in your bonnet. The bee's knees. Yes, well done. As busy as a bee. Very busy. To have a bee in your bonnet. To keep talking about something again and again because you think it's very important. The bee's knees. To be excellent or of an extremely high standards. Let's look at this famous quotation and discuss it. If the bee disappeared off the face of the earth, man would only have 4 years left to live. What do you think about this quotation? Do you agree or disagree with it? So students, the lesson is over. Thanks for your attention. See you next time. Bye bye.